Okay, hello, good morning, beautiful people. So, welcome to today's episode on how to become a land banking billionaire. So, while we try to connect our other hosts, it's another interesting topic today. We're going to be talking about something very, very interesting today, and I want to believe that the last section was impactful. You gained knowledge, you gained understanding, and today is another section. So, just grab your book, grab a pen, and then write. Take notes as we go into today's section. It's very important and key that you take note as we start up today's section. Kabir. Okay, Mr. Kabir is here. Okay, so Kabir is joining on us already, and then Mr. Jake. Mr. Kabir, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but the screen seems not to be moving.
Yeah, I can't see you.
Wow.
But can you see me?
Hear you. Yes, I can see you, but you are not moving. Just static.
Oh, okay, I'm static. Wow, that would be a network glitch. Because from my end, it's showing joining on, and then it's not showing any picture.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Jake. Okay, yeah.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
I think Mr. Kabir, I don't know if it's a network glitch from his end or Mr. Kabir is finding it difficult to connect. Okay, he's back on.
Hello once again. What's going on?
Okay, I think we're good. So I'm trying to add Mr. Kabir. I've invited you already, sir. I don't know if you can hear me, Mr. Kabir. Okay, so he's joining now. Okay.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me here. Okay. I think you prepared the ground. You've told your viewers what we are doing today.
Okay, few
very
things
well.
About what we're doing today.
Sorry, I'm just joining with my normal account, but it doesn't matter. I don't want to waste time to go back to the page. We are going to have.
Okay, I guess the page was giving the issues.
Yes, absolutely. So let's continue. Now, if you are seeing us for the first time, we did something amazing last week. and today we're going to be topping up. So for some of you that follow us last week, congratulations to you. We're going to build on where we stop. And if you did not follow us last week, go and watch the last session. Either Cynthia or Omeke, Mr. Jake, that's Jake Aeyeye,
Hey,
and
thank
myself,
you.
A Kabi. You can join any of those pages and then you watch it live. So once again, welcome to this Land Banking Billionaire session. We are teaching people how to become a billionaire. Just yesterday, I was telling some people about one of the biggest goals I have, that I want to raise 1 million people that each will have $1 million. These are some of the ways I am going to do it, and watch me do it. If you want to join the journey, follow us. Okay, once again, we've talked about some parts of, like we said, is a series, and we talk about understanding the land banking itself. What does it mean? How do you get started? We treated this extensively. So today we're going to be looking at, this is episode 2 and part 1. We're going to be talking about challenges and mitigation, also liquidity and cash flow. I don't know if time will permit us, so that we also look at how to secure your land. This is very important. So quickly, let's introduce ourselves. Miss Cynthia, the boss lady, can you introduce yourself again?
Okay. So for us that's meeting me for the first time, my name is Omeke Cynthia. I'm popularly known as the Abuja Boss Lady. I'm the lead consultant at Luxwell Limited. And at Luxwell Limited, we bring your realty dreams to reality. Our profile real estate consultancy, property management within the city of Abuja and Lagos, but primarily in the city of Abuja.
Yeah, that's why we call her Abuja First Lady. By the way, I was watching the last session myself. I had to rewatch it. And the way she was talking about Abuja locations, I told you she's Abuja Boss Lady. Definitely, I know you got that. So, Mr. Jake, can we have you, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. Kabil, and thank you very much, Miss Cynthia, for you guys having you all being here today. And thank you everybody for joining. My name is Jake Ihe. If you don't know me, I'm popularly known as the go-to guy for everything luxurious real estate in Nigeria, Lagos, in Dubai, UK, and as well as USA, because we're expanding massively in the USA. So I am a wealth advisor and also a buyer's agent for real estate space. And if you're looking at, okay, please, I need to get started with investing. I need to know how to manage and advise on how to get into real estate space. I help people do that. So I'm an associate of GTEX Holdings. That's one of the top leading real estate brokerage, real estate developers in Nigeria. And I also tend to also found and manage Jake's Realty. So I think that is what I've got to give for now. So I don't start
Thank you
talking
very much.
endlessly. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you guys for.
Thank you very much. That's brief and wonderful. Miss Cynthia, I was trying to join first with my Facebook page. You can see it's still joining. Maybe you can disconnect that so that we can be clear. If it's not
Okay.
possible, just let it be so that we'll continue. So my wonderful people, once again, maybe I didn't introduce myself, very well. I'm your favorite go-to entrepreneur and business mentor. I'm into e-commerce full-time, but a lot of other businesses. Watch out. So we are going to be discussing today the challenges and mitigation of land banking. A lot of you have been listening to us, so you must understand that there are challenges you're going to face if you want to do land banking. So those challenges want to help you prevent you from actually facing those challenges. They say if you want to go far, follow those who know road. So these people here, experts, like I always told you, they want to show you how the road looks like. In case when you start seeing bumps, you shouldn't be surprised. So we'll start with Ms. Cynthia. What are the peculiar challenges associated with land banking, and how can the viewer today avoid it? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for that question, and thank you once again for the privilege of being on this platform. So, discussing how you can be a land banking billionaire, and it's important that you know that there are certain things that can actually deter you in the process of being a land banking billionaire. And one of those things is the fact that there's a lot of scam in the industry right now, because people have seen that real estate is one quick way or one good way one can make and multiply their money. Because of that, they try to sabotage the system. And how do they do this? Land banking is one of the easiest way they can actually achieve this, in the sense that they can just go to the bush, go to a particular location, and then even when they are not the original owners of that particular place, they begin to sell. And they sell knowing that they are not going to be investing their money in doing anything there, so they're not losing anything. They'll be collecting your own money that you're buying into that idea, that investment. And at the end of the day, they may be nowhere to be found. So you have lost money, and you've also lost time, because usually they'll tell you land banking 2 years, 5 years. Then you've lost time in trying to waiting, and at the end of the 5 years, you realize that you've also lost money. So it is very, very important and key that while looking at investing in land banking, carry out due diligence. And beyond you carrying out due diligence as an individual, it's important to engage the services of a real estate consultant, because there are things that you may be looking out for that you feel, okay, with these parameters, you are certain that, okay, you're making a good investment. But when you're working with a real estate consultant that understands the environment, that understands the nitty-gritty of the business, they're able to properly guide you on whether or not this is a good investment. Now, I know a lot of people, they like to work with developers directly because they don't want to pay agency, they don't want to pay the consultant. But it's also important that you understand that in trying to avoid risk, if you're investing 10 million naira and you're going to pay the agent, say 1 million naira, don't you think that 1 million naira is better off than losing the entire 10 million naira? Just for instance, why not lose the 1 million than lose 10 million? Why not pay the services of a consultant than actually lose money in the market? So it's very important and key as one of the ways to mitigate the risk, because we have developers, there are a lot in the market right now. Some even sell properties with fake documents, some forge documents to sell. So you want to know if the document that they are using to sell to you is forged. And one of the things one of the easiest way to know also is to find out if there's a TDP for that particular property. Because with the TDP of that particular property, you're able to track to know if the document that is in your possession is in the actual location that is being sold to you. Because there are times when you might be buying a property, for instance, they are giving you property for, let's say, for instance, Lugbe Phase 1, and the land you're buying is actually in Sabon Lugbe. But the property they have given to you as search document is Lugbe Phase 1. So when you go to Aegis, when you go to area council to do your verification, the document might be valid, but you are not buying into the right location. So eventually, they will take you to the for inspection in the location they are selling to you, but the document they are giving to you is not the document for that particular location. So eventually, when issues start to come up, you realize that you've lost money, because not all developers have the integrity of saying, okay, let me compensate you for your losses. And sometimes at that point, you will not even see the developer to hold on to. So like I said, it's very important and key that you employ the services of a real estate consultant. They will be in a better position to help you mitigate this risk. In order, in trying to, they'll ensure that they carry out their due diligence well enough to help you avoid the risk of losing your money. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for these wonderful responses. For some of you that have been following me over the time, I always told you that I teach what I practice. I was a lecturer in the university in the past. I decided to quit because I didn't know how to practice what I was teaching the students. So if you see me talking to people like this, you should know that these people have value. And on top of it, you can always reach out to them if you really want to do a legit business when it comes to land banking. I'm not saying there are no other legit people, but these are the people I know and I hold on to them. Okay. So there's something that came to my mind while she was speaking. Omonile. I read it in one of Dr. Stephen Akintayo's book, Billionaire Land Banker. I read a lot and I listen to this kind of people a lot, right? Omonile, they will put you in trouble. I will give the floor to Mr. Jake so that he will expand more on Omolile and how to avoid them. I know there are many other challenges that will come, but particularly these Omonile people. I don't know if you know what it means. So listen to Mr. Jake.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so Omonile are just one terrible people especially in the state of Lagos. I don't know about Abuja. I don't know if you have to deal with locals. Miss Cynthia, I believe you know who Omonile is. I don't know if they affect.
Yeah, so in Abuja, sorry to cut you. Yeah,
No, it's fine.
in
It's fine. It's
Abuja,
fine.
we don't really have the let me not
Omonile,
bite
yes,
my tongue.
Omonile. That's
So yeah,
like
yeah, we don't really have them in Abuja. What we deal with in Abuja mainly is indigens. So there's a case of multiple sales when you're buying from indigens. An indigen might sell to you, the elder brother will sell to you, the father will sell to you. The question now is, who is the original owner of that property? Since it was all legit people that sold it to you. So it's something to be aware of when you're buying from indigens. When you're buying from indigens, you want to be sure that after purchase, let me just quickly chip this in before Mr. Jake comes up with his own side of the talk. When you're buying from indigens rather, after the purchase, first you want to go to the local, the chief, the emir, the esu, the miangwa. You understand? You want to go to the traditional rulers within that locality and register that purchase. That's the first thing to do. Then you can now proceed by going to the designated authorities, the land registry, maybe area council or FCDA, to register that property properly. Because if you don't do that, in cases of multiple sales, whoever take possession first actually owns the property. Because there is nothing you can do. You only be dragging it. The best they can do, if they have the mind of Christ, is to reallocate you. That is if and only if they have the mind of Christ. Otherwise, you guys will go to court alone. Nothing you can do. But if you are registered with the locals, the traditional ruler within that locality, you've gone with to the traditional ruler. They have, okay, this person actually bought this. There's a stamp, there's a seal, there's some form of authorization from the traditional ruler within that place. In the near future, when issues comes up, you're able to say, okay, so date, so persons attested to this purchase. So it becomes more law binding than just collecting receipt of payment from them. Thank you.
all right. Thank you for chipping that in. Thank you for chipping that in. And these people, see this. It's very important that you work with professionals, okay? Because right before I get into it, because if you don't work with professionals, most of these things you would not know. Just imagine in Nigerian diaspora. Yes, so in Nigeria, but you've been living abroad all your life. You just feel buying land is just seeing a location and going to buy into it. If you don't have industry knowledge, which you know over 90 or 80% of that comes with working with professionals. You would not know all these things. Now, basically, you're asking who are Omoniles. See, Omoniles are like individuals who claim to have ownership of a land, either through one way or the other. Some of them will tell you they're indigenous, so they have this land is their father's land and this and that. And these people move with mad move. If you go to a camp, they will break your head. These people security threat to human lives. So how do you deal with this set of people that claim that this land is theirs? Firstly, before you're buying a property, you want to, just like you said, you want to conduct thorough due diligence. You want to be sure that, okay, everything you're buying, this land you're buying, the verification of the land title has been done and is correct. You want to check everything about the land. So you don't go and buy a land that they are showing you a current location. This is in Lugbe, just like you said, but then again, it's in another location. People have bought lands in the same location, but it is not the exact place they bought that land is given to them. It's somewhere else. It's like back. So you want to do this thorough due diligence. You also want to go for physical inspection to be sure that this is. And the interesting fact is, the way this thing can be done, if you're working with an expert, believe me, you only just to buy land and follow their steps, and also do some also back-end investigation. But the consultant will help you go through all of this. You also want to engage with just go check out these things in the government. You want to make sure that, okay, you're checking out, you're going to registry, going to local government to check out this land, documentation to be sure. And also you also need something that's very important to deal with Omonile. So I don't divert from what I'm saying. You also want to have like a committee engagement. You want to be sure that you are obtaining all the necessary permits and approvals from the community chieftains or locals. You want to be sure that you're dealing with locals. I've had situations where, while we're working with our chairman, the way he was able to find out that this land is a no-go for me not to buy. Everything is good. The agent, people sending it to him and telling me it's good. Everything is good. Even the community people wanted to sell. It's like, it is good. It was when he was dealing with locals, people around the area. They were the one that told him that, Omo Nile will break your head if you buy this land. You better just remove your hand, because they've sold this land to many people and they are still going to court for all these things. And believe me, when you're dealing with locals, you can go to court for eternal. You can go for eternity. These people are locals. They'll tell it's their father's land. If government people go there, they'll fight. They will beat everybody. So you want to be sure you're dealing with locals. Locals will help you, mitigate and go around all of this. Even when people are renting houses, you think some people, before they even rent a house, they will go around and asking people in the houses, like, how is this location? How is this? I've had situations where I took a client to a house because she wanted to rent the place. I don't even know the estate that much, but I knew that this is the house that was in the market to go up. It was her fan. She was a celebrity. It was her fan that told her. Her fan was living yesterday. He told her, Omo, there's no light in this area. Over for the past 3 months, we've not had light. And that was how she left that place. And true, when I did my own search, I realized that true, what this guy is saying, if that girl wasn't a local, she wasn't living there, she would not know. So you need to engage with community, not just community, the locals, to be able to be sure that, okay, this land, there's no Omonile case on it, because Omonile case is a big thing in Nigeria. It's a big thing. So you want to be sure that you have that covered. Also, you need securities. You need to hire securities. Securities will help you deal with Omonile issue. If you go around our estate, all our estate that were launched in Nigeria, across all the states in Nigeria, you're sure to meet OPC, to meet security, meet policemen, government there. Because even though that you've done your transactions successfully, it doesn't mean that these people will not go and drink one day and remember that they have one land that they, that someone has bought in their community that they want to, go and cause trouble for. Even people that are building houses, you see someone is building house, construction workers, Omonile will just, and they can come in bulk. They can reach like 50, they will flog you the shovel. So once you have security in place, security is very important. This will also keep these people away. So just to give a brief, you want to be sure you're conducting proper due diligence for all of this. You want to be sure that all your documentations, you're checking them properly. You want to be sure that you have community engagement. The people that you're buying this for, you want to be sure that you're asking questions about everything. So to be sure, you also want to be sure you're dealing with locals, people around the area, so that they will give you tips and insight that, okay, this thing I'm buying, Omonile issue is not there. Community don't want to sell the land to me as they sell to other people. So that these locals will help you, give you insight. If this thing they sold it to money people, or they are fighting cases there, and you also want to be sure that you have proper security, so that when these Omonile people are coming in bulk, they are seeing securities with gun, because what they carry mostly is cutlass and shovel and plenty paco. But when they see securities with gun, they will be able to calm down and negotiate. So this is just, most of the tips I can give you about Omonile issues and how to avoid them in Nigeria. So you need to be cautious with deals that seem too good to be true, because they're the one that offer you good deals that seem too good to be true. And those sorts, don't hesitate to walk away with a deal from a deal when you know that if there's a Omonile issue. It is okay to walk away, when you know that okay, people have this deal, rather than go and invest money. At the end of the day, you chop beating and you still lose your money. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. If you are watching us right now, I don't know if you are learning the way I'm learning. Look at my notes. It's almost filled. I'm going to the next thing. So interesting. I learn every day, and this is one session we will not want to miss. By the way, if you are watching us, the least you can do for us is to share to at least 10
Share the live, share the live.
sessions so that other people can learn from it as you walk. So, Omonile is slash indigene, right? For some of you that don't understand what they mean by Omonile, is Yoruba time of indigenes.
Yes.
Those who actually inherited lands from their either parents, grandfathers, and all of that.
Father.
So they have the right. In Nigeria, they have it's their land, but most of them is not registered. A brother can sell, and the younger brother can say no.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Just like they said, some of these people are dangerous. They are fetish. They are evil. They will fight you not only with stick. They will fight you with. I don't know if you understand. If you are in Nigeria,
everything.
You know what I mean. So, but they mentioned two things. Both of my presenters today mentioned two things that will serve as a way forward for you. Like Ms. Cynthia said, why not pay for the services instead of wasting your time? Some of you will be afraid now that, this land banking thing, is it how it looks? Maybe I will not need to do it and you stay back. No, you can hold on to the services of people. Just pay a little amount of money for, is it what do you call that? Something.
Consultation and
consultation fee, and you have it done at your comfort and then trust. Thank you very much for those wonderful answers. And by the way, we have real estate companies today that do live inspection. You may not need to go out of your house before you make purchase, if only you know how to hold on to the right agent and you have it all to yourself. So this might not be the only challenge in terms of land banking. I know once, but one question I have that could actually clear that also is, how do you manage the risk of market fluctuation? Because take, for example, we have inflation, a lot of things are getting higher and higher. So I don't know if this also affects land, especially for starters. They may want to know, if I buy land, what if the land is not going higher, it's not increasing in value, or maybe some people buy in some locations. Maybe you can help clarify. This is a challenge for a lot of people because you buy land and it takes you a long period of time without necessarily gaining from it. Cynthia, please.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for that question. When we were discussing last week, I kept emphasizing on the fact that there are key factors you need to consider before going into land banking. And one of those factors are the factor of what is the government's interest in that particular location. Now, there are factors that bring about development. And what causes the increase in price in any location is the level or amount of development that have gotten to that particular location. That is why most times we don't advise when someone is marketing a property to you and you're saying, I have land in my village, I would rather go and buy land in my village. The question is, the land you bought 10 years ago, what is the value today as compared to the land you buy in the town or in the city or in the developing city 10 years ago, and what the value is today? So if you're buying land in your village where the government doesn't have interest, there's pretty much no so much work being done around that location. You realize that the difference in price after a long period of time won't be so significant. Or definitely the prices will increase. But if you now put inflation in place and compare it with the price, the current market value, you realize that you've not really gained profits. But for instance, in Abuja here, if you buy into a location, like for instance, take Katampe Extension, Guzapetu, they're a little pricey right now. But then if you're able to invest that amount into any property right now, Katanko extension goes up to, give or take less than 5 years, you'll be able to sell that property for
for returns. Okay, okay.
Your mic, I think your mic is muted, Miss Cynthia.
No, it's not a mic, it's a network issue. Take it off from her. Maybe you should talk about environmental factors, environmental issues, environmental related issues to
Okay.
consider before.
Okay. So with you see all this land issues in terms of, let's say, market fluctuations and also environmental issues. It is very important that you are very familiar with regulations. Regulation is very, very important. You want to ensure that that's your land. The land use is something that complies with all environmental laws and regulations, because this can also affect your land. It is also a land issue. There's market fluctuation is different. Environmental issues is different. You don't want to go and buy